Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. It's me Ogechi. Welcome to Talkinsen, a channel where I talk sense into social religious matters. I also give some life advice and life hacks to say. You can check my channel out to find out more videos and topics I've covered. I equally do some cooking videos, quite simple cooking to say. And talking about cooking, I do have a cooking channel which you can look at, and it's called Cookingbasics. So I invite you to check it out. This video is simply a reflective video that gives advice on different ways to cope with issues, especially mental ones and spiritual ones that people may have experienced this year, and just hoping that it helps other people who may find it beneficial for them. So before I continue though, don't forget to share this video, like and subscribe if you find it helpful or think it will help others. Share, subscribe, that's the key ones, and like this video as that helps to promote the video to YouTube browse page and other platforms that could help. So why am I doing this video? So I am naturally a self-motivated, optimistic and enthusiastic person who do not need people or things to find happiness, joy in anything or any situation. And I'm equally described by others as being good-hearted, and I equally like to think that other people are good-hearted. But this year, 2020, has taught me several lessons about people and situations. I had to dig deep this year to keep going to say. A simple search on Google explains that digging deep refers to the ability to look inside oneself, see your potential, using all that you have to reach your goals, to live out your values and overcome obstacles. It refers to your resilience or your ability to bounce back after setbacks. For me, digging deep meant letting go of all that I felt I had to hold on to, letting God's will be done, becoming greatly spiritual, connecting with other people and things, reflecting on my and others' behavior, experiencing and also paying attention to various spiritual lessons and mental things to pick up on in your environment to say. Playing strong even when I feel weak, holding on to faith, and also just asking God to help me in building my faith and increasing my faith in Him. So these are some of the things that I had to experience this year. So I just gave a kind of an overview of what I'm going to talk about in this video. So this video is simply, again, allowing you to find mental, spiritual and emotional ways to deal with any issues that you have dealt with this year, from my own self-reflective way, and also advice I feel like could benefit others, and I hope it does so. Earlier this year, I released a video about understanding the different types of selves and identity, and this video simply helps to explain and also explore different types of selves in a way that shows how they link with each other or how they detach from one another, and how we can live wholesomely in knowing our identity. I'll put the link below, but little did I know that that video, I will be referring to it a lot to help me to categorize the things I was experiencing and equally to address them by prioritizing the ones that were really affecting me and finding the best way to address them in order to improve my general well-being. So here are the ways that I've brought up that could help other people in terms of dealing with issues that they might be experiencing. I've written up 4 ways, and the last point I'm going to make is something that I will ask that you go to my blog website to look at so that you can get more advice on that, because I feel like I spoke more in detail on my blog website, and I'll get to the 4th advice later. But let's look at the 4 ways that you can, first of all, look after yourself: self-care, spiritual self-care and mental self-care to say, and also other ways you can help improve yourself in those areas. So my first is to hold on to your faith and fight back in order to hold on to your faith. What I mean by that is that you need to refer back to your maker, and the one that holds the world in his hands, and seek God through supplication, okay, through prayer, okay, and he will definitely answer you. And remember, because he holds the world in his hands, he will definitely hold you in his hands. So you're part of the world, aren't you? So he definitely has you in his hands, and he has not forgotten you. So through prayer and supplication, seek for God, ask for the fruits of the Holy Spirit, the gifts of the Holy Spirit to refuel your life, okay, and also intervention in any issues that you are experiencing. See, this type of prayer really helps in not only helping you to know that you have someone who is always there for you when everyone else are not, to say, and who will always have your back regardless, okay? You would feel that kind of, I don't know how to put it, but I think there is a presence that the Spirit of God brings, especially His Spirit, the gifts of the Holy Spirit brings to you, that gives you a level of comfort that no one else could give. And as He says, the peace I give is the one that no man, no human earth could give. The joy I give is the one that no person or no human in this world could give. And this is the type of thing I want you to seek from God. Bringing your problems to Him, but equally giving thanks for the things that He has done for you. If anything, for at least being alive and keeping all right, to say. So equally pray for others, because intercessory prayer during this time is very much needed. Okay, one of the key things you need to know, regardless of what you have faced this year, know that tests and temptations are different. Test is to reprove you and refine your faith, whilst temptation is there to make you lose your faith. So if you have had any issues this year, like I have, that could have affected your faith and made you feel different things this year, especially the different issues that has brought themselves this year, it can definitely make you question where it's going. And COVID being one of the things that have made people either draw closer to God or even feel more distant. So my advice definitely is to seek for God and pray that He helps you to deal with any emotional issues that you have, especially in regards to your faith. And equally reflect on the story of Daniel, Job, and also the life of Jesus on earth, because that's one of the things I reflected upon myself, because they helped me to know which ones or how to fight my battles, to say, and to build up faith. Another tip or advice I'll give is to play strong. Now, please know that when I say play strong, I'm not saying pretend that everything is okay. Playing strong, the way I see it, is about you playing with your weaknesses, doing things with fear, not in fear. So with is the key word there. With fear, not in fear. Okay, play with your weaknesses, not in your weaknesses, because with the issues that has brought themselves up this year, especially especially COVID, that has left a lot of people worried, anxious, and fearful of doing anything anymore, especially going out. I mean, apart from the fact there is restrictions to it, but there is a lot of fear associated with that, and equally loneliness. So my advice is definitely do not let that loneliness overwhelm you. Rather, when I say entertain that weakness, is that you go out there and challenge it, okay, and you do not let it overwhelm you or stop you from doing the things that you have to do. Okay, as these things would help in motivating you and even improving in your self-confidence. So that's definitely the advice I'll give there. Definitely motivate yourself. One thing you need to know also about motivation is that is different from self-motivation. Okay, motivation can come from external sources, including people and things, but self-motivation requires that you rely solely on yourself, because that type of motivation is intrinsic, and that type of motivation is more powerful when you do those things by yourself and motivated and find meaning to doing things. That's the way I would see it. Okay, the way I put it here is that even if external things helps with your self-motivation, it doesn't have the same fulfilling factor that when you, in an intrinsic way, do something, achieve it, the meaning and the fulfilling factor it has on you is different. And the key here is doing. You cannot verbalize doing. To verbalize doing is not the action. Doing is an action word. So if when you've done something, definitely motivate you to do more, and just motivate yourself to have fun, interact with others. So that's my advice. Another thing I would say is to redefine yourself where situations have questioned you and about your identity, as I mentioned, and what your confidence and all those things. Learn to redefine yourself in a way that helps you to level up again, okay, and build yourself up every time. So take strength in your weaknesses. That's one of the key things about playing with your weaknesses, because when you play with your weaknesses, you get another form of strength. There's a level of strength, a level of confidence that comes with that. Okay, one of the key things you need to also realize that you need to evaluate yourself, assess yourself, identify any areas of improvement, and if not, then improve the areas that you think you are good at. Self-motivation, they say, is about recognizing what you're good at, which is good, but that is not enough. You need to know that you can improve on what you're good at, because if you leave it as average, one way or the other, something will happen to make it below average, which then you will have low self-confidence. So it's important to keep working on your skills and on your knowledge to keep improving yourself. And I mean skills or knowledge, it doesn't have to associate with like external stuff. Skills and knowledge about yourself, and that's why self-reflection and journals are very important in helping you analyze yourself and also make you know where you're going. So I'll give you an example. In the book of John 8:14, the Pharisees were asking Jesus about his identity, and he answered this. He said this to them. He said, I know where I'm going, and I know who sent me. I know where I'm coming from. That kind of self-confidence is what I call Christ confidence, and that's what I want to impress upon you. Seek for Christ confidence, because that would elevate you to the highest level, because Christ confidence doesn't have to validate itself. It knows that God has everything in his hands. So that's another thing. The last advice I'll give is to learn to tap into your positive memories. Last year I did a blog about smiling, okay, and the importance of smiling. I'll advise you go to my blog website to look at it or read about it. And in that, I just spoke about why smiling is a way of tapping into your positive memories that you have. Many people keep journals, pictures. Look at your pictures. If it helps you to smile, if it helps you to remember things that were good, so totally do that. That's my advice. So I'll say for all these things to work though, you need to turn off yourself from the external world, and that includes social media platform, TV, and even isolate yourself from people if you have to. So these are the key ways I feel like you can help yourself. Another thing I would say to help yourself to be better would be to exercise and equally eat healthy, and also carry out physical health checks that you have to do to make sure where you are lacking. Okay, so this is about physical health as well as mental health. Your mental health will only be good if your physical health is also good, okay, and vice versa. So definitely look at yourself. If you have to go to your doctors to have yourself checked out, physical health checks, get that done. Eat healthy, exercise. You know they say a healthy mind equals a healthy body and spirit. Sorry, a healthy body equals a healthy mind and spirit. So that's my advice. And also try and fast if you can, because that also has its benefits to it. Remember, man does not live by bread alone. On this note, don't forget to share and subscribe, as I have ended my advice right now. On this note, I hope that this video helps you to look deep and search for other ways you can improve on yourself. And thanks for listening. Don't forget to share and subscribe. Signing off, Talkinsen.